Have you ever seen a 10-year-old bottle of the original Creed Aventus in the 120 ml bottle? I'm going to give you a little look-see next. Welcome back, everybody, to Joel the Nose. And today, just going to do a quick little video on Creed Aventus. I've done some videos recently talking about it, and of course, Club de Nuit, the Eau de Parfum Intense Male, comparing it and talking about why I wouldn't buy any more Creed Aventus going forward. And I want to talk a little bit about the history because I think it's a little bit unfair to not talk about the past and only talk about the future. And so I wanted to briefly do that. And by doing that, I wanted to kind of pay homage or tribute to this bottle, which is from 2011. This was the 120 ml bottle. You can see it's kind of banged up. You can totally see from the authenticity. I had this obviously 10 years now. This is, you can see in the back, it's kind of banged up down here. And the cap, it still fits pretty tightly, but it's a little bit loose. About halfway, you can see the juice is about halfway done. I have nurtured this bottle. This thing is being completely, I don't know, how do I say it? I'm just nurturing it, I'm milking it. And I actually got this from one of my very close friends who got it originally 11 years ago. One of my best friends, and he knows, being the fragrance head that I am, that I would appreciate it so much more. So I've had this now for a number of years, and I barely wear it because, to be honest with you, this may be one of the best perfumes. It's definitely one of the most popular perfumes, that was released in the last 30 or 40, 50 years. It was definitely Creed Aventus. Whether you like the company, whether you like the fragrance or not, you cannot argue with the importance and the just sheer effect it's had on the fragrance industry and perfume in general. For a long time, and even still, you can't go through any major city here in Miami and not smell it walking down the street, whether it's a clone version. Obviously, it's probably been cloned more than any other popular fragrance out there. That's a sign to, again, the popularity and the importance of this fragrance. So just kind of wanted to, guys, show you these 120 ml bottles are very rare. They stopped making them, I think, 5 or 6 years ago and went to the 100 ml bottle. And I think for a lot of people, maybe that's kind of when those reformulations started. And you hear, obviously, I'm not going to go into the debate because that's like a rabbit hole that you guys can go down on any of these different pages about reformulations. But part of my argument before about why I'm not buying Creed Aventus going forward is because I think the reformulations just have not kept up with this original, the grandeur of this original fragrance. And, you got Creed, this hundreds-year-old French perfumery company, Olivier Creed, you got the father, the son. They're still involved with the company. Many of you know Creed was sold about a little over a year ago, almost a year and a half ago, to a private equity firm called BlackRock, which is, an American private equity firm. And a lot of people obviously complained since then. They've gotten even worse. I do have hope. I'm ultimately and eternally an optimist. So I have hope that with the funding of BlackRock and the money behind them and the goal to return this really to kind of the king of all fragrances is what it was for many years, I do think that there's hope that they can return it to maybe what it once was. We'll see, only time will tell. But I do have optimism because, you know what? I was thinking about this. The fragrance world is a better world when Creed is at the top or near the top. And when Creed is one of those fragrance houses that everybody knows, it's better for the entire fragrance world. Okay? Again, when it does well, it creates clones, which means more people can afford who can't afford maybe spending $300-400 on a bottle. And, again, in this vintage bottle, I don't know, I think this vintage bottle now is worth at least probably around $1,000 or so, maybe even more if I were to try to sell it. And no, I'm not trying to sell it. Some of you asked in my last video if I wanted to sell this. I'm not selling this. This is going to be in my collection, and I'm going to use it sparingly. I use a little bit here and there because I want this to last for another 10 years. I want this to be around with me for as long as can be, just in case, again, Creed doesn't get back to its original greatness. So that's kind of the video I just wanted to do today. Just really wanted to talk briefly about optimism and why I have hope that Creed will, Aventus specifically. Now, again, I'm not talking about all the other fragrances, Silver Mountain Water, you know, Green Irish Tweed. I mean, all the just wonderful fragrances Creed has. They obviously have a lot of great ones. My point is that, you know, sometimes brands, whether it be any type of brand, gets known for one particular shoe. With, you know, Nike, it's the Air Jordan, right? You know, with Rolex, obviously they have a lot of great watches, maybe the Submariner. And with Patek Philippe, it's the Nautilus, right? Great, they have other great watches and great offerings, but they're known really around the world for one thing. And obviously Creed is known for Aventus around the world. And so I think, again, I want them to return to greatness. I want whatever reformulations to try to get back to the original and release a great quality product. And I know they can do it, and I have faith, and I know they'll do it, so that, again, we can stop all this kind of bashing and can actually celebrate, which is what is one of the great fragrance houses in the world, and still really is. It just needs to, I think, you know, needs some management there to bring it back. And I think, and hopefully we'll see. Again, I know there's some pessimists and people will say, nah, private equity firm, gonna run into the ground, just gonna squeeze out profits. We'll see, right? Again, I'm an optimist. So there you have it. Just wanted to, again, kind of talk about it, show my bottle, say that I'm optimistic, talk about Creed Aventus a little bit more, because I know people seem to like to talk about it, and I wanted to give some more opinions. This is Joel the Nose. Thank you guys for watching. As always, thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys are having a good one. I'll be back soon with another video. Thanks. Peace and love.